Salutations, Spigoteers. So, I've noticed that on YouTube there aren't really many good playthroughs, if that's even a thing that's possible with this game, of this game, Mount&Blade Warband. So I was thinking today I would play this game. You know, obviously my goal will be to conquer the country. So let's go ahead and make my new character. Let's see. Welcome, adventurer, to Mount&Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, I'm also a little bit sick, so hopefully I won't be coughing too much. In the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. Continue. Select your character's gender. Well, I'm a man, so I'll go ahead and play as a man. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble, a traveling merchant, a veteran warrior, a hunter, a steppe nomad, or a thief. Well, I'm gonna go with an impoverished noble, just because I'm horrible at games. So, let's hope that being a noble will really help me, like the beginning paragraph said. You came into the world a son of declining nobility, owning only the house in which they lived. However, despite your family's hardships, they afforded you a good education and trained you from childhood for the rigors of aristocracy and life at court. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as, well, I guess a page at a nobleman's court would be best and most accurate, because I seriously doubt that you would go from being an impoverished noble child to a street urchin. So I'll go with this because I do like knights. They are pretty cool. As a boy growing out of childhood, you were sent to live in the court of one of the nobles of the land. There your first lessons were in humility. As you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household, there your first lessons were in humility as you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household. Gosh, I'm a bad reader. But from their chess games, their gossip, and even the poetry of great deeds and courtly love, you quickly began to learn about the adult world of conflict and competition. You also learned from the rough games of the other children, who battered at each other with sticks in imitation of their elders' swords. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a squire, a troubadour, a university student, a goods peddler, a smith, a game poacher. Okay, well I actually just recently learned what a troubadour was. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Was in school. It's like a traveling musician. But I really like intellectualness and being smart, so I'm going to go with a university student. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. You found yourself as a student in the university of one of the great cities, where you studied theology, philosophy, and medicine. But not all your lessons were learned in the lecture halls. You may or may not have joined in with your fellows as they roamed the alleys in search of wine, women, and a good fight. However, you certainly were able to observe how a broken jaw is set, or how an angry townsman can be persuaded to set down his club and accept cash compensation for the destruction of his shop. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was personal revenge, the loss of a loved one, wanderlust, being forced out of your home, lust for money and power. Well, I think, I guess wanderlust is just wanting to. So I think I'll go with being forced out of your home, because that's always a good thing. Okay. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. However, you know you cannot go back. There's nothing to go back to. Whatever home you may have had is gone now, and you must face the fact that you're out in the wide, wide world, alone to sink or swim. Nah, I think I'll just go back. That sounds like a plan. Totally. Ooh, I always love picking flags because there's so many cool flags. You've been awarded the right to carry a banner. I haven't even done anything yet. Your banner will signify your status and bring you honor. Which banner do you want to choose? Hmm. 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 Ah, I like this one. There we go. What will the game's saving policy be? Allow me to quit without saving. Yep. 'Cause I might need to every once in a while. Now enter your name and distribute your attributes, skill, and weapon points. You can click on various elements on the screen to learn how each one will affect your character. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll go ahead and bring my agility up. Uh, let's see. Charisma's nice, and intelligence, I guess. I don't know. So I have played this game a little bit before, so I'm gonna go with swords. Is that a thing you can choose? Oh, here it is. Okay. One-handed weapons. I'm gonna go with swords. Bring that up to 75. And I'm gonna go with crossbows. Bring that up to 54, I guess. Okay. Now over here. I always go with prisoner management because the prisoner and slavery industry can be pretty good. Oh, can't go any higher. Is a pretty good way to get money. So yeah. Um, I'm not. That's basically the only one I really ever get. And I'll go ahead and get some trade. Let's see. I'm already a weapon master. That's nice, I guess. Iron flesh, power strike. What do these things do? Persuasion. I still have one more. Wound treatment, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I always put my name as Cirrus because it's an awesome word. Done. Okay, now let's make a face. Well, I'm certainly not blonde. Where's the color? Hair color. Here we go. That's not nearly dark enough, but okay. Hair. Hair. Huh, that looks good. Now, I don't really care about the face, so, because, you know, it's really not that big a deal. I'm going to be wearing helmets anyway. But hair is a nice thing to have. Keeps your head warm. What was that one? Nah, looks like Loki from the Avengers. There we go. That's the same one as before, but okay. Beard. No. 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 Okay, looks good. Those were all incredibly weird beards. Skin? What? What? The hair, that's a good color. And skin too, I guess. I don't know. Done. Okay. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms, battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory in this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities. You believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you join a caravan to Praven. Praven is where I've usually been starting, but last time they got really angry at me, and they were the first one I destroyed, so I ended up working with the Vaegrs, so I think I'll go to the Vaegr's capital first this time. You have come through the Vaegr Highlands, a plateau exposed to the bitter winds from the north. The land here is frozen for most of the year, but the forests are rich with fur-bearing games and the rivers are teeming with fish. The riches of the land draw the traders, but the traders in turn draw bandits. You saw the occasional dark figure mounted on a shaggy pony, watching the passage of your caravan from a snowy ridge, and were glad when the spires of Ravedin came into view across the wide alley of the Boluk River. Continue. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Ravedin, and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your necks, stands the hair of your neck on end. The rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Ooh. Well, that seems to be all the time we have, and that seems like a nice time to end it. Watch the next episode if you want to see my head get chopped off. Bye.